All right, now let's jump back into some pro wrestling talk here. Wrestle Kingdom 9 just happened very recently. I saw the show, amazing show, top to bottom. What did you think of the event? I'm sure you had a chance to see it by now. Did that show live up to the hype for you?
I think it was a fantastic product, and I think it was just one more example of New Japan really trying to push the envelope of what they're doing and bring what they believe is the absolute best product they can possibly bring out there to their fan base. And I honestly can't wait to get the chance to call some of those matches on further episodes of this show over at Going Access.
Now, for me, and Mr. Mauro Ranallo also agreed with me about this one, the match of the night for us was Nakamura against Ibushi, and overshadowing a little bit Tanahashi versus Okada. Would you agree with that?
You know what? Potato. People are going to like what they're going to like. And even if people prefer Ibushi's match over Okada's match for the IWGP Heavyweight titles. And that pretty much sums it all up. If it's for the IWGP title, that carries a lot of weight.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Wrestle Kingdom 8 was actually headlined by Nakamura for his IC title, though. Is that? I'm trying to double check that right now, but I think last year was actually the IC title that was the main event, and that was a Nakamura for a lower belt.
And the fans voted it as such, and which is to say that titles are not always more important just on paper than the people that hold them. But Tanahashi and Okada, I mean, they're proven champions, and that belt. I mean, you could put that on Joe Schmo, and people are at least going to pay attention.
All right, now, during your time that you were with New Japan, and obviously now with IGF, you've been on the road with a lot of MMA fighters who've been doing the pro wrestling thing. Have you ever had any good road stories you could tell us with maybe somebody like Don Fry or any other dudes that have been over there traveling?
No, I didn't really get to tour with Don. I do remember when I was breaking into New Japan, Mike Barton, Perry Saturn, Christopher Daniels, they were guys that were really big on helping me get accustomed to life on the road, teaching me the ropes, showing me different ideologies about working moves and techniques. But they loved to spin me up about just about anything. They at least try to, and they'd come up with somebody and say, so and so is really tough, man. I mean, I know you do MMA, but this guy, he's really tough, man. I've seen him do this, and I've seen him. When he gets angry, boy, everybody's got to, and everybody just started chiming in. Eventually got to this point that I got fed up. I'm like, I don't really give a shit. Whenever this guy shows up, you just let him know. If he wants to start some shit with me, he can always start. We can just go anytime. I ain't afraid of nobody. I'll stand up and put piss down with anyone. And they just laughed at the top of their lungs. I just sat back just thinking, what an idiot. I mean, all they're doing is just every day just wondering, hey, who's going to be the one to get him to just finally, talk about wanting to fight somebody or whatever. You're just spinning me up. And I just sat there for a second. I just had to laugh with them. Just go, okay, well, you got me. All right, you got me to get riled up for a moment. But being on the road was a great time. Really hectic and busy, but well worth it, and the kind of experience that I would never have traded in.
Now, Perry Saturn was a former Army Ranger, and we've seen him be a legitimate tough guy, like that match where he kind of snapped a little bit, kind of sort of, went after Mike Bell in the WWE. Did Saturn ever try and tough man you and try and kind of push you around or anything, or was he always a friendly dude?
Oh, never. He was fantastic. He did a lot for me over there. He really did. And he was 100% open to learning things from me as well, which is fantastic because I've always had a real penchant for wanting to spread the wealth and the knowledge to those willing to do the work for it, and which is why I've coached the amount of athletes that I've had, and I've spent the time with various fighters. And Perry was just, oh, how you do this, how you do that. Well, I do this move and this move, and then I'd show him well, show me something that you like to do, and I'll show you a variation off of that, and I'll show you some submission stuff, and he was just helping me as much as possible. Scott Norton did a lot to help me out over there. And Masahiro Chono was the man to show me really how to run ropes. Nagata and Yushin Liger. Liger especially helped me a lot with ring psychology and selling, and all those guys put tons of work. Not just they didn't just come up and just go, hey, let me help you, but if anything, they saw me working really hard and my want to give as much as I was given in return, and they came up and said, all right, well, you're putting the work in. You show you really want to be here, so we're gonna invest some time into you too. And it was fantastic. I mean, being backstage and have someone like Chono come to me and go, hey, we're gonna get caught in this position. How would I get out of that? And how could I counter it? Oh, okay, yeah, let me help you. I mean, freaking Chono.
Yep. That sounds pretty awesome. Now, Josh, we are running low on time here, so I wanted to play a quick game with you, which I did with Mauro Ranallo yesterday as well. I've got a list of some hypothetical dream matches in pro wrestling, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on who would win and how. So, first up, I got Legion of Doom versus Dudley Boys. Who wins that one?
Legion of Doom. It's a battle of brawler versus brawler, but nobody does it better than the OOT, the Road Warriors. They are one of my absolute favorite tag teams of all time. And there's a documentary on them on Netflix that I highly recommend people should watch. And, they're just, I know the Dudley Boys would probably start running a number on Hawk after a while. They'd probably try and break him down, maybe take him down at the knees, but eventually, man, that big mean son of a bitch would come back on him. He'd get an animal in there, he'd freight train the crap out of him, and eventually that doomsday device is just, he's going to put him out and down and for the count.
All right. And so far, your predictions have matched up with Mauro, so we're going to see if you can match them all. How about that?
Well, you know what? It's all a matter of opinion. That doesn't have to match.
All right, let's keep going then. Let's see. How about Prince Devitt, or Finn Balor, whatever you want to call him, taking on Dynamite Kid?
Well, Kid's he's got weight on him. I know they're both considered junior heavyweights, but Kid's a bigger, thicker guy. Devitt could potentially take that match out of Dynamite Kid's hands with some speed and quickness, but unfortunately, I think that the experience of Dynamite Kid and just that rugged toughness that he's known for probably proved too much for Devitt at this point.
All right, let's go with the Battle of the Kings. How about Harley Race taking on Triple H?
Tough. I think in the end, Harley Race just knocks the snot out of Triple H. Hunter's tough. Don't get me wrong. He's got. I think he's actually bigger than the King Harley Race. But Harley was just known as just a tough son of a bitch. I just could see him just closing that fist up, squaring up on Hunter, popping him in that nose, hitting him in the jaw, just cracking him with some hard hands. And I don't think people remember that often, but he used to be Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Greenwich, Connecticut.
The Blue Blood
type dude. And that guy, I've seen him counter in the corner more than once. So, be on the bad end of a Harley Race fist in the face, probably send him right back to that old state.
All right, and last one, our big main event for the Universal Championship of Fictional Hypothetical Matches, Ric Flair versus Mitsuhara Misawa.
That's a long acronym for a wrestling company.
Yes. So Ric Flair versus Mitsuhara Misawa.
Oh boy, it's not about how badass Misawa is, because he is. It's how durable and smart Ric Flair is, and breakers and some of his tricky tactics. I think he could take Misawa's feet out from underneath him, and without that base to hit, things like tiger drivers, tiger suplexes, that side German suplex, emerald flosions. Those all come from being able to lift your opponent up high, and to do so, you got to have a strong base underneath you. Flair takes those knees out. It's Flair's match, I think. But those roaring elbows, it's a battle of who can withstand it. And I'm gonna pick Flair with the tricky head it is. No Flair Chop's gonna win this fight, but I think that he's just so smart in the ring. He'd find a way.
All right, that sounds good to me. And for all you listeners out there, you guys can catch Moro and Josh commentating on Access TV's New Japan Pro Wrestling show coming out January 16. You can catch it every week. Josh, thanks so much for your time. Looking forward to hearing you commentate more and seeing you back in the ring soon.